shapeshifter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind. I'll feel for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me is where I find an empty glass.
I want to start the game,
Reflecting the sad
but I love this song so much.
it's telling what's not to be told. I need
You're gonna have to wait.
I'm a shapeshifter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind. I'm free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it unleash me? Burning down the wall. Is there a way for me to break? I'm a shapeshifter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind. I'll be for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask. Mine is gone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. My name is DJ Switch, and tonight we are playing some more Power Wash Sim 2. Why? Well, there's two reasons. One, I'm not done with the game yet. Two, I love this game so much. And three, I know I said there was two, but there's actually three reasons. And the third reason is that I have several new games that I'm waiting on that were supposed to be out by the end of this year. And the longer this year goes on, the more that may or may not be the case. There's like a little witchy game that looks like it's like kind of Stardew, but if you go to like if Stardew were like you were a little witch going to witch school, what is that called? Witchbrook or something? I'm really looking forward to that one. And then there's actually several others that I've added to my wish list on Steam that I'm like waiting for them to release like an actual build of the game that I can play. Right now, a couple of them have demos. Most of them don't even have demos yet. So the good news is 2026 is looking like it's going to be a good year for cozy gaming. The even better news is that I'm on nice and early tonight, and all y'all are here as well. Shout out to Jay Shorn for the 27 months of Prime sub. I appreciate that, buddy. Also, hello Snowhole Rejects and hello Tenchi. Glad y'all are here. I made a new friend, and so if my friend is still streaming, we might actually raid later tonight. It's a thing that I never do. I never raid because like not for any reason other than raiding is like not always Like it doesn't always, I guess, matter. The way I kind of host my shit, like I just, you know, I see this more as like almost like if I didn't do this, I'd have a radio show, right? If radio was still a thing. But be that as it may, we might actually raid tonight because I do have a new friend and he said he's going to be streaming tonight and I might just pop in on him. We'll see. But in the meantime, we have a little bit of power washing to do, and it looks like we don't really have anything furniture-wise. So I think we need to jump in on this mini roller coaster. This is where we left off. We finished the hotel. We're moving on to the mini roller coaster. It is time to do the thing. So do the thing we shall. Haven't seen your pad yet. What do you mean? What do you mean haven't seen my pad yet? Which oh, you mean the home base? Like the office? Is that what you're talking about? My pad? Like the office? You must be this tall to ride Sheila Later's alligator. I guess I've always joined stream after you leave the office. Oh, well, we could go back there in a little bit and check it out. I mean, honestly, getting in and out between jobs and going back to the office and stuff is all pretty easy and straightforward. So I have no problem taking you back there for a nickel tour. Let me just get this little bit started. I also am kind of like, I'm gonna be 100% transparent. Although I decided to jump on a little early tonight, I am also definitely in the middle of a conversation that's happening on one of my other screens, so we're gonna just keep working on this. Guess I've always joined stream after you. No worries. Okay. Also, Pedacabo, welcome. Good to see you. I will let everybody that's here, I will let you all know, unfortunately, I will not be able to stream on Friday this week because I have an event. I have a holiday event. And then I've got another one on Saturday. So I'm actually kind of, part of the reason why I'm jumping on a little early tonight is to give y'all a little extra loving, but also because like I really want to stream and I'm not going to be able to stream that much this week. And so I figured, you know what? I got some time to kill. I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm going to hop on a little early and we'll get started on some power wash. Hi, by the way. Is it still cold in your neck of the woods? No, it was weirdly warm this morning. Yeah, you know what's funny? I actually opened the window in my bedroom last night. The way our bed sits, it's right next to a window. I was up because I couldn't really sleep because it was kind of warm and uncomfortable in my bedroom last night. And so, and my wife happened to get up to go to the bathroom or something, and she came back to bed, and I was like, hey, is it cool if I just open this? And she's like, yeah. So we opened the window last night in December. Kind of weird, but whatever. We've only had frost like twice this fall. Yeah, I mean, my concern is less the frost and more the January ice storms that we keep getting hit with every year. I hope that we don't get hit with another one this year, but it seems like an annual thing at this point. I really hope we don't get, because it's almost like I would almost prefer snow, because snow is somehow less dangerous than everything rains and then 2 days later everything freezes, and then as soon as everything freezes, it's a literal ice rink out there. Like, it's not even snow, it's straight up hard packed ice that you cannot navigate safely regardless of what you're wearing on your feet. Skates don't help. It's the wrong kind of ice. Also, I'm 40 and fat, so my knees wouldn't be able to handle skating anyway. I mean, I'm just being honest. I always have windows open when I'm in bed on my laptop. Then it melts just enough to make it worse the next day. Yeah. That's so strange, Pedicabo. It's almost like you live here too. Funny thing that. Let's go here. Okay, we get the rope. We're gonna get this other stanchion. I think it's a stanchion, technically, or post. It's a fence post or a rope fence. I don't know. I think stanchions are technically supposed to be like portable and somewhat independent. These are actually built in, so I don't think stanchion is correct. Tenchi, we missed you on Sunday. But don't worry, we're getting back together this Sunday. Which is gonna be nice, because after taking a month off, it's gonna be super nice to get some good gaming in. Adam the Alien has arrived. Welcome, my friend. It's so good to see you, buddy. By the way, Adam the Alien, if you're wondering who Pedicabo Ego Voss is, you may also know him as EE. Because you two definitely know each other. Good to know. I'll be coming from scout camping. Scout camping. And I have officially 1 week till the Christmas program. Oof. Oh. This does not sound like it's a good time of year to be doing anything extracurricular for you, Tenchi. But that's okay. Another week, and then you'll be on the other side of your Christmas program, and then free from it for at least another, 10-ish months, if not longer. Really kind of is up to you whether you want to do it again next year, I guess. I've told coworkers I'm dead after next Wednesday. I know that username. Why don't I know? Yeah. But Adam the Alien, it is good to know that you picked up on my meaning. I'm not out here trying to dox anybody, but I think it's safe to say that Pedicabo's identity is still safely intact. Except to those who know him. One of the benefits of being a man of many names, I suppose. I have a true committee meeting to jump on to. See you Sunday. Tenchi, it was so good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I am looking forward to seeing you Sunday. We have so much to catch up on. I don't know. I think he's got to pay blackmail money to keep his identity private now. Nah. It's not blackmail money. It's protection money. There's a difference. Sure would be a shame if something were to happen. Oh man, that reminds me, I've got a third season I need to watch of that what is that? Tulsa King. By the way, if you haven't been watching Tulsa King, it's okay. It's not the greatest thing ever. I like it. I think it's fun for what it is. And I'll watch the 3rd season. I think it's done after 3 seasons anyway. I think I saw something about them making this the final one, which makes sense because they just sold. Paramount just sold, so they're probably not going to keep producing a lot of their main stuff. They're probably going to change up their programming. I started watching Mr. Robot. Oh, damn. I watched the first season of Mr. Robot, and I never watched the other seasons, and I need to. I revisited Mr. Robot not that long ago, and I started rewatching the first season, and I was starting to get into it, and then I fell off because I had something happen. Then again, this age of information and security, somebody out there knows all our secrets. Just started watching Mr. Robot. Thank you for your honesty. If you haven't seen it, it's okay. I got into the 2nd season of Mr. Robot, and then a couple years passed, and now I at least need to start season 2 over. Yeah, I mean, there was a big twist at the end of season 1, but then like, what's funny is after season 1, I don't know where it goes from there. Like I literally, I think I started season 2 at one point when it was new, like years ago. And then fell off, and then I tried to go back and rewatch season 1 and fell off, and now I'm just behind. I think I need to plan a little staycation. Maybe like a week of just get my completely disconnect from social, completely disconnect my phone, and just disappear. I don't think I could disconnect my phone because honestly that wouldn't be fair to a lot of people that may need to get a hold of me for legitimate reasons. But aside, okay, so let's take the phone thing off the table. But aside from the phone thing, I feel like it would be fun to just kind of disconnect from social. Don't actively plan for a week where I'm not writing emails, not taking meetings, not booking gigs, and just honestly enjoy my fucking house. And God forbid, clean and reorganize some shit. I started cleaning one of my Lego shelves. I'm getting rid of a bunch of my Lego stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you all because I don't want to keep you in suspense. All of my Lego stuff that I'm getting rid of belongs to a particular book franchise, and you can all probably guess what that is. If you do guess what that is, I will neither confirm nor deny because I don't want to make this post. I don't want to make this stream about the Lego that I'm selling. But needless to say, I needed space on my shelf. Something had to go, and it was a pretty easy choice to make. So that's what I've been working on recently in my office here. I'm trying to make some space. I'm trying to clear out some Lego. My father-in-law spent $800 at the Lego store for 14 sets. Okay. Jay Short, quick question. Did your father-in-law get me anything at the Lego store? And if not, why not? Follow-up question. Just because I know inquiring minds want to know. I am inquiring minds. Is he open to going back to the Lego store for another run? Lego store at the mall. Just put the Enterprise D on display. Now I want it. He didn't even get me anything. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, all right. Let's talk about the Lego Enterprise. Because I've already been completely on record of saying, like, the Lego Enterprise is going to be a problem because I got to find space in my house for it. There's no way I'm not going to buy that set at some point. I am actively trying to find a way to book a gig or generate some kind of income specifically for that set. But I'm pretty sad about the gift with purchase thing. And this is not the first time I've been saddened by a gift with purchase. But so many of those gifts with purchase that are like exclusive to a launch of a big set end up just on eBay. Scalpers charging, I mean, last I checked, the price on the shuttle set that was supposed to be a gift with purchase for the Enterprise was like $130 for what should have been a $30 Lego set. But I was seeing $130, $140, $150 price tags on eBay for, not only would it have been a $30 set by itself, but like legitimately those shuttle sets were free if you bought the Enterprise during Black Friday. So like, I know that nobody who has one paid for it. They bought the Enterprise set. It was a free gift with purchase. And they're still trying to flip them for 100, 150 and up on eBay. It is absolutely insane to me. Got that nice wood table over here. No, that's where my turntable lives. I would have to find some place, probably like either in my living room or clear some space on top of my record shelf, depending on how big it is. But I'd have to see how big it is and how big the case for it would be, because that's the real problem. It's not finding space for the set; it's finding space for the acrylic case that I would inevitably want to get for it. That's part of the reason why I still haven't built my UCS X-Wing. I bought the UCS X-Wing, I want to say 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago rather. And, it was like a little birthday present to myself. Got the extra gifts with purchase and stuff. But then I've left it sealed because I plan to ultimately get it into an acrylic case where I can keep it nice and keep it dust free, just like I do with my Ecto, and with my DeLorean. Because there are certain sets, especially like my Ecto and my DeLorean, that are important to me. And if I were to offload every single Lego I own, there are a handful of sets that I own that would not be included in that mass exodus of Lego. Let me build it for you. My life is boring. I need more to do. I mean, that would take the fun out of it for me, though. I want to build it when I get a case for it. I would have got a case already for it, except that I spent a bunch of money on DJ lighting this year. I have a far more complete and far more capable lighting system now that I can deploy for my events, which, you know, I got sort of forced by way of necessity into expanding the amount of services that I can offer for my events this year. The good news is, even though I spent a bunch of money on lighting and other stuff for my events, I am basically a pair of subwoofers and a pair of moving headlights shy of a complete event package that I can start selling for a reasonable amount of money. So I still have a little ways to go, and I have some money to spend. Unless I can somehow, you know, get back on my YouTube game and try to connect with some equipment manufacturers that might be willing to connect with me on some stuff. But all of that is kind of up in the air. We're gonna have to see how that goes. I will also tell you, there's something I am not really in a position to talk about yet. But what I will say is I might have several dates being added to my calendar outside of my usual event rotation for next year. I'm working on something that could turn into a pretty decent expansion of my event calendar, which is only good things. That's only good news for me. And then I have something else that's kind of, loosely in the works that might turn into more of like a full-time thing. Which, again, I can't talk about it yet until it happens, but believe me when I tell you, if it happens, you'll know about it. Because I'm going to have a real hard time keeping quiet about it. Nevertheless, 2026 is looking good so far, at least in terms of like, my own personal, my personal health, my business health, my own sort of mental health. Actually, there's something we can talk about. I don't know if y'all know this, but I've been seeing a therapist for months now. And it's going great. We get along pretty good. I have managed to tap into his sense of humor. And thankfully he appreciates mine. After the first couple of sessions, he started to pick up on my particular brand of silliness, which has been helpful. And we've been really able to spend time working through some things, which I've been very grateful for. Somewhat recently, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was kind of describing it as, shoving things into a closet for so many years that the closet door was sort of like bulging at the seams. And then I finally decided to open the closet door, and everything fell out and toppled on top of me. So now I'm just trying to slowly clean it up one thing at a time. But we keep plugging away at it, 1 hour a week or so. Here's where you need mouse look. I would, except I don't need it. I've never needed it. I am not going to need it now. I'm not a fan of doing the mouse look thing. Part of the reason for that is that I find it deeply gratifying to sort of operate within the confines of what is essentially a grid, right? Using my right stick and keeping the keeping the washer sort of static the way that I do. It kind of helps me use a combination of both thumbs on the sticks to sort of operate in a grid pattern, similar to how I grew up mowing lawns. It's not always going to be perfect. Not every line and angle is going to be at a perfect 90, but it helps. Like, part of what makes this experience satisfying for me is being able to sort of move back and forth. Can I spoil something in this game? Jay Shorn, I'd rather you didn't. But thank you for asking. I phrased that poorly. That's where I need mouse look. Aha. That's fair. And to be frank, Pedicabo, I am not one to be an anti-mouse look gatekeeper. If you're getting enjoyment out of using mouse look in your game, then I say please continue to do so. I want you to enjoy the game the way you want to enjoy the game. It sounds a little cliche, I guess, but it's true. I mean that. Like, that's the thing that I've really come to love about these cozy games is they're therapeutic, but also like there's no pressure to do it any one specific way. You can kind of do it whatever way you want. That's part of what I really loved about Stardew, man. There's no clock. Like there's seasonal changes, sure, but like if there's a thing that you didn't get done in year 1, you can just wait till year 2 and do it then. And it doesn't affect the game at all. It's really lovely game design on Stardew, to where you don't have to be pressuring yourself to complete things on a specific timetable or in a specific order, because you can just take all the time you need. I don't even know what year. Honestly, I stopped paying attention to what year I'm on with Stardew. I don't even know where I'm at with that game. I've been playing like tiny bits here and there off camera. Like I'm still kind of picking up Stardew every now and then, but I'm really not doing much. I'm just kind of like maintaining the farm. I haven't made a lot of progress past where I was the last time I streamed that game. So I don't know, man. Maybe, well, no, I mean, I was going to say maybe we go back to it at some point just to kind of revisit the Stardew farm. But like the truth is, I'm kind of waiting for the update. The rumor is there's an update coming, and I have no idea when it's supposed to come out because they haven't announced a date or anything. So we'll just wait for Stardew 1.7. That's how I feel as well, but also it's fun giving the streamer shit, like a lot of fun. I always wanted the lawnmower from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So, Snowhole, were you the one I was talking to at some point? I feel like early on when I first started streaming this Power Wash Sim 2, we were talking about levels we'd like to see in Power Wash Sim 2, and one of the IP collaborations that I thought would make for really cool content for this game was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I don't remember if that was you I was talking to or if it was somebody else. I think I remember that. Okay. Very well could have been you. But that's the thing, man. Like, there's so many places they could go with this game, like IP wise. Dude, could you imagine fucking Toy Story in Power Wash Sim? That would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. Honestly, anything Pixar, but especially something like I want them to play with scale. That's what I'm hoping happens with the DLC on this game, is they spend a little more time playing with scale, right? Like I want to be like a tiny power washer in a giant toy box, or like like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You know, you're super small and you have to power wash the giant blades of grass or whatever. You know what I mean? What does that say? Mind your head. Oh, well, that's good information, I guess. Safety first. Whoa, hold up. That'd be a good tie-in. Right? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Toy Story, like anything that shrinks you down and makes you wash big, like giant versions of stuff, I think would be a lot of fun. I personally think that Lego would be a killer IP tie-in for Power Wash Sim. I think, if and honestly, like scale at that point wouldn't matter as much as the assets themselves. So like I could see a full scale, or I could see a mini scale version of like a Legoland, or, like washing Lego sets. I actually, to be completely honest with you, I'm less interested in like a Star Wars tie-in than I am a Lego Star Wars tie-in for this game. I think Lego specifically, if you were going to do like a Lego Star Wars tie-in to Power Wash Sim, I think that would be just a killer opportunity. Or the other way around might be cool too. Kaiju Power Wash. Kaiju Power Wash. Well, I mean, okay, so how would that work though? Like giant Godzilla hands trying to operate the tiny human-sized power washer? Power wash all of Tokyo? Like the entire city of Tokyo? I mean, I actually think this is this game is produced by a British company. If I recall correctly, I think they're a British game development company. And so like power washing Cardiff or London would be cool. Like isn't Cardiff the one that has the big spire? The big like round, kind of like a big round glass building that kind of looks like a pointy egg. Somebody help me out here. Sure, but there aren't famous kaiju from Britain. Well, not with that attitude. Also, you're wrong. Nessie. Dude, they could do an entire London has that skyscraper that looks like a butt plug. Is that London? I thought that was Cardiff. I'm just sitting here wondering what Ghostbusters Power Wash would be like. Adam, that's actually I could tell you exactly what that would look like. You have to clean up after the Ghostbusters. So you go into like the Sedgwick Hotel and you have to power wash all the slime after they caught Slimer. And then you have to go to the firehouse and you have to power wash the firehouse. And then after you power wash the firehouse, you have to power wash the Ecto. And then at some point, maybe they go Ghostbusters 2 with it and they have you power wash the Statue of Liberty, like the inside of the Statue of Liberty. After the Ghostbusters are like done with it and they take the statue back to her pedestal. And then you get hired. So that's the thing. You would get hired as the cleaning crew to clean up after the Ghostbusters. Cardiff has Doctor Who and Torchwood. I mean, yeah. Okay, that's, yeah. Water sprayer plus containment unit equals Twinkie Boom. I mean, maybe. Damn, you might have missed your calling. Should have been a scenario writer for this very specific genre of cozy game. I mean, if they're hiring, I'm open to taking a meeting. To be perfectly frank, I don't even think it needs to be a Power Wash game, like a standalone Ghostbusters game where you're a cleaning crew that has to go in after the Ghostbusters and like clean up after them. I'm imagining like so full disclosure, this as a concept, this exists already. There was a game, I can't remember the name of it, but there was a game that I played on stream a couple of years ago when the community was a bit more, when I was streaming music more and like the community was a bit more active. And it was literally a game where you clean up after like action heroes and shit. Like on a spaceship or something. Like you have to clean up after a big spaceship battle or something. And there's just a bunch, like you have a mop and a bucket. And it's like a zero gravity bucket. Viscera cleanup detail. Is that the game I'm thinking of? Pedicabo, do we just have the same thought? Yes. Okay. Thank you. I genuinely could not remember for the life of me what that friggin' game was called. But yes. Okay. So back to it. That's what I'm talking about. Viscera cleanup detail. But imagine a game like that with all of the licensing freedom of a game like Fortnite, right? So you have a game where you clean up after the Marvel heroes. You have a game and then, you know, like a DLC where you clean up after the Ghostbusters or clean up after the, you know, like famous battles from Star Wars. You have to go in with your Star Wars themed, you know, cleaning equipment and just clean up after these, you know, famous like film and TV situations. I mean, I could see that. I could see that totally happening. I would want to license RoboCop. I would want to license Marvel. I'd want to license DC. And like, there's so many opportunities there to just, you know, show up after the battle and just clean stuff. They don't actually have a Ghostbusters DLC. I'll check which DLC that game does have. You know what's funny? I haven't played Viscera Cleanup Detail in like a couple of years. I have no idea what they've got going on as far as like DLC content or any add-on shit. Because the games that I played were all vanilla, like straight ahead vanilla Viscera Cleanup Detail, because I was playing with people from this community. I was playing with folks from my Discord. And so just to keep it simple for everybody, I was avoiding DLC and I was avoiding any like mods or variants. I wanted to keep it vanilla as possible so we could all play together. And we ran a couple of streams like that, I think, doing Viscera Cleanup Detail. Cannot remember how long ago it was or what all happened with those streams, but because they're gone at this point. Twitch only saves the VODs for so long. But yeah, we had a good time. It was a fun game. But I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity there, financially speaking. You know, gaming is a very good opportunity for, you know, licensing deals. And there have certainly been a lot of games that have managed to license the Ghostbusters for whatever thing it is that they're trying to do. Right now, there's a game, Ghostbusters, I want to say Spirits Unleashed, I think is what it's called, where you are a Ghostbuster and you run around trying to catch ghosts at different locations and shit. And it's a good game. I play it with my Ghostbusters friends often. Well, I used to play it more often, but I have played it many a time with my Ghostbusters friends. We all enjoy it because you put on a proton pack and you are in fact a Ghostbuster in this Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. But so now we're kind of combining a couple of things, right? We've got Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, where you're the Ghostbuster, and then you have Viscera Cleanup Detail, where you're sort of the cleanup crew after the Ghostbusters are done. So I think there's precedent here for games that sort of fit within those bubbles to overlap a little bit. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about being a Ghostbuster. That game already exists, right? But you know, being the cleanup crew after the Ghostbusters, like, it doesn't have to be a Ghostbusters game. It could be just a, you know, a Power Wash Sim style cleanup game. And then you just license different properties to clean up after, you know, the Avengers, or clean up after the X-Men, or clean up after Batman, or whatever, you know. The possibilities at that point are basically endless. I swear it had licensed DLC. The only one that's licensed is Shadow Warrior, Santa's Rampage, Shadow Warrior, House of Horror, and something called the Vulcan Affair that's spy themed. I just want to drive Ecto 1. There was a game where you could drive Ecto 1. It was called Ghostbusters for the Sega Genesis and the Sega Master System. You could drive a little 16-bit Ecto 1. And by drive, I mean operate the Ecto 1 in a straight line as you drive to the right. Because 16-bit games. The NES had Ecto 1 driving sections as well. See, I figured the NES one did as well. I think they were basically the same game, just slightly different graphics. But I think functionally the games were very similar, if I recall correctly. I think it just one was ported to the other. Which is part of why they got it out on the Master System before the Genesis. Because the Master System was 16-bit. It was just kind of a funky variation on 16-bit. And then the Genesis sort of locked everything down. Sega decided to grow up and get a job, and so they released the Genesis. Started taking on the big boys like Nintendo. Oh, Snowhole. I think at some point in the future, they will figure out a Ghostbusters RPG proper that includes being able to drive the Ecto. Like, I don't understand why they haven't done that yet, honestly. Spirits Unleashed is the closest thing we've gotten to an RPG with the Ghostbusters. And it's not even really an RPG. It's just a, you know, it's just a 4v1 ghost fight sim. If I remember correctly, the Ghostbusters game for those systems and for the C64 was programmed by David Crane. Was it? I mean, that's entirely possible. There weren't exactly a lot of programmers back then that were doing the thing. I kind of wish I had more information about that, actually. And you know who would know? Is Yacht Rock Smooth. That dude for sure knows who programmed Ghostbusters for the 16-bit era. I know we had David Crane as a guest at the Retro Gaming Expo in Portland a couple of times over the years. But I have no idea if that was one of his or not. I need to move this car, I think. Oh. Like that. Okay, well, there's that section of track. And there's that section of track. Except now it's going to be, yep. It's going to be a pain in my ass to try and catch that car as it goes by. Can I stop it? Oh, it stops on its own. So it goes around twice and stops. Holy shit, I just looked up the price of a 59 Cadillac millimeter ambulance. Yeah. So one of the fun facts I know about that car is they only made like 100 of them. Ever. There are conversion kits that you can get to convert later years. Like I've seen guys do 60, 61 conversions. Just for the car. That 100,000 minimum. Yeah, that 100,000 minimum is for the shell, the non-functioning shell of a millimeter. That's not for a working one. Or at least I don't think it is. Because that's how rare and how sought after they are. They are absolutely, utterly impossible to get your hands on. But that's again, that's why I've seen guys do conversions. It's also, frankly, it's also part of the reason why a lot of the Ghostbusters fandom will turn their own cars into, you know, sort of a pastiche of an Ecto car. You know, you see Ecto Jeeps, you see Ecto Dodge Magnums. At one point, there was supposed to be a new generation of Ecto 1. They're thinking about using a Dodge Magnum. So guys that have a Dodge Magnum will either paint or wrap it white and then turn it into like a modern day Ecto. Even though the Dodge Magnum isn't really being made anymore, which is also kind of funny. I just realized I don't have my... I don't have my YouTube window up. Oh, there we go. I apparently haven't missed anything. That's fine. I don't think, like, I literally don't think anybody watches me on YouTube. With like, I think I can count the exceptions on one hand. And I'm not counting anybody that's currently in Twitch that also occasionally pops in on YouTube. That's not what I'm talking about. YouTube told me you were live. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I have not typically put a lot of effort into YouTube as a platform when it comes to the live stuff. I only just started doing the multi-streaming thing this last year. And the only reason why I did the multi-streaming now as opposed to before is that now I have the bandwidth to do it. I had to upgrade my internet at my house in order to do the multi-stream, but I can do it. And, you know, being able to do it on Twitch and YouTube at the same time without having to pay for like a third-party service, that was sort of the important bit. Switches over to YouTube. Irresponsible says I'm already here. You guys. Building on what Pedacabo said, I often notice the YouTube notification more than the Twitch for some reason. That's because YouTube as a platform, for all of its faults, is still built better than Twitch. Twitch as a platform has some serious issues, not the least of which is the consistency of the notifications. For example, and I have actually a perfect example of this. I will go live on my computer. I am streaming music from my phone into my interface so that you all can hear it, and I have hardware control over my volume, just like this. See what I mean? I can turn it down, turn it up. I have a physical fader that I can touch with my hand for the music, right? Now, I say all of that to say this. If I'm going live on my computer I should get a notification on my phone. Not only should I get a notification on my phone from Twitch, I should also be getting notifications from like Discord. Because when I post at everyone on Discord on my computer, it pings my phone. And I just, if I know that it was me, I just ignore myself because I already, I've already seen the message. I wrote it. But I have an automated thing that's supposed to tell Discord when I go live. And every time, 100% of the time without fail, I will get a notification that I have just gone live like 60 seconds after I end the stream. At the very end of the night, I play my song, I close it out, say goodnight to everybody, shut down the stream, and then 60 seconds later, my phone will ding. DJ Switch is live now. Every time. So, I don't know what's going on with Twitch. I've never been a big fan of the platform. It's just the platform that caused me the least amount of trouble when I was trying to stream DJ stuff. And then they went and made a backdoor deal to change the way that they stream DJ stuff. And so that's why I can't stream DJ stuff anymore. Because if I were to stream DJ stuff on Twitch, I would only be allowed to stream DJ stuff and nothing else. And that bums me out. I use DJing as a tool to connect with people, but there are other ways to connect with people, and I'm not limited to only my ability to spin records. I can connect with people in other ways. I think that a lot of the people that care about DJing, like proper DJing stuff, are only other DJs and a few people who are like fans of DJing. The EDM kids, the rave kids, that kind of stuff. Festival people that enjoy that music. And hey, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a part of that community and having those interests. But that is not the audience that I want to reach. The audience that I want to reach is not necessarily interested in watching me behind the turntables all the time. And I know that because I'm not interested in being just behind the turntables all the time. Sometimes I like to just hang out with y'all because y'all are cool as shit. And so if I switch my Twitch channel over to a DJ channel, it means I couldn't hang out with y'all anymore. It means I'd have to be DJing. And that would make me really sad. Can you have multiple channels and DJ on one, but do everything else on the other? That sucks, dude. Twitch is fittingly speedrunning the shitification style. So, okay. So, Pedicabo, you're correct. Per usual. I mean, you're not often wrong. And once again, you are in fact right. Twitch is speedrunning and shitification. Adam, to address your question, the thing about Twitch is that if you are caught with multiple channels, my understanding is that it could jeopardize your standing as an affiliate or as a partner. And as an affiliate, I am not interested in testing that theory with a second channel. My understanding is part of the agreement is that you don't have multiple channels, that you funnel everything through a single channel. And so I had to make a choice. It was either be a DJ on one channel and not do anything else, or do everything else and not be a DJ when I'm streaming like this. That's more restrictive than YouTube's policies for sure. Yeah. I mean, YouTube definitely allows multiple channels. Like how many friggin' YouTubers have more than one channel? Almost all of them at this point. Like I can think of very few channels I actually follow on YouTube that don't have a second channel, at least, if not multiples, right? But if YouTube allowed me to DJ in the first place, I wouldn't have had to come over to Twitch. Because honestly, I never really wanted to be on Twitch. I wanted to be on YouTube, but YouTube wouldn't let me DJ. So I built a Twitch community, and now I'm here. I have zero interest in Kick, because if you think Twitch is bad, oof, Kick is so much worse. The community's worse. The policies are worse. The company is worse. The people behind the company are worse. So I just have no interest in Kick. Thank you. No, thank you. Twitch definitely has its problems. We don't need to get into all of them, but just suffice it to say, Twitch is not great. It's not the worst, but it's not great. And then there's YouTube. And unfortunately, YouTube, because of the way it was built, it has a set of rules in place that they are not allowed to conveniently ignore because they've been in place for too long. And so those rules have to be applied to the live streaming content the same as they are to the non-streaming content on YouTube. And that means copy strikes, music ID, all of that stuff. But then they restrict what you could broadcast. That's idiotic. The problem is when the execs and lawyers sniff cash and come swarming. Yeah, well, yeah. It's just like anything else in late stage capitalism. If there's money to be made, they aren't concerned with the non-tangible value of it. The only thing that they're concerned about is number go up. Funny enough, I was just having a conversation today with a friend of mine about what it's like to work for a lot of companies out there in the music business, because the music business has been suffering from that exact mentality for a very long time. All they care about is number go up. If number go down, no more music business for you. You get shelved or blackballed or whatever the fuck. There's a very common practice in the music industry when somebody has a record that doesn't sell up to expectations. That could be the end of a career. How many one-hit wonders have they had over the years that have just sort of disappeared into nothing? Too many to count, right? That's what happens. Because of the way it was built. Do you mean because of the way it was shaped by copyright lawsuits? Yes, Adam, that is exactly what I'm talking about. And I know that you know better than most exactly what I'm talking about, because you also have been on YouTube for a long time. Number go up is clearly unsustainable, but try to tell industry bosses that. Yeah. Number go up is wildly unsustainable, which is how we ended up where we're at. Socially, economically, financially. Allowing people who cannot see past number go up to make decisions is how we got here. And by the way, just to kind of turn this in a more positive direction anyway, the reason why this came up in conversation today was I was talking with, actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and tell you, I was talking with, well, no, shit. I don't know if I should. Actually, I was talking with someone that works in the music industry, and they were telling me about their CEO and how their CEO, no, I know. The person I was talking to works in the music industry, and they were telling me about how the CEO of their company that they work for, has a really good heart for the music that they're producing and actually cares about the product and not just the numbers. And no, Your Honor, I was radicalized at Switch's cozy non-political Twitch streams. Yeah, non-political. No politics. God damn it. Because I said so. But that was it. Just to kind of turn this in a positive direction. That was the person I was talking to today was telling me about how they are grateful that their boss, despite being the CEO of the company, was able to sort of still connect, emotionally with the product and still cared about the intangible stuff. And that's where number go up kind of came from. Was in that conversation, my buddy was telling me like a lot of CEOs only care about number go up, and his CEO is not like that, and it's really nice. It's nice to have that. Which of course I agree with that. I think it's nice to have a CEO that is able to sort of see past the spreadsheet. Because that's not always the case, and unfortunately that's been proven is that that's not always the case. We need more of that. Adam, you're telling me. So anyway, back to my genius game idea, right? I think we need a game. I think it needs to be a cozy game like PowerWash Sim, but with the ability to license more like big name third-party properties. I think it would make a killing. There's a game on Steam right now that's what's it called? What the hell is that game called? It's like painting simulator or spray paint simulator or something. It's basically just power wash, but with paint so they don't get sued. But I think that's what it's called. It's like painting sim or spray paint sim or something like that. And like a game in that vein, right? Like imagine you have a game where a power washer is just one of the tools. But you also have, brooms and mops and, God forbid, like a rag to like wipe stuff. No schedule one then? What do you mean? Need a Bob Ross simulator? I mean, that would actually be kind of dope too. Oh, what about Bob Ross DLC where you just literally spray clean Bob Ross paintings? Schedule one. Oh, drug dealing cozy game? Nah. The thing about drug dealing is I don't really think it's all that cozy. I've personally never dealt drugs myself, okay? But I will say that of the few people in my life that I've met who have dealt drugs, most of them were pretty stressed out about it. Or you power wash Bob Ross. The Dead Elvis is here. Welcome, Dead Elvis. Good to see you, my friend. Folks, the Dead Elvis is a new friend of mine who I met actually at Geek the Halls, and get this, is friends with our very own Lottie Doo. So if y'all that have been around for a minute that know Lottie Doo, please welcome our mutual friend, the Dead Elvis, to the stream. I played the demo. It was pretty all right. I could at least see like a weed or mushroom growing cozy game. Whoever let Bob Ross paintings get dirty is fired. That's what it mostly is, Adam. I'm imagining like a Cheech and Chong cozy game where you just grow weed and chill. Hang out like on a couch. When you're washing Bob, they're all happy accidents. That's funny. I don't think Bob Ross's people would go for it, but it's fun to think about. Where's the, why am I not? Oh, I guess it's part of the bigger structure. I really didn't go into this level with any kind of plan at all. I'm just spraying dirt, and I've been yapping at you guys. That's the tagline. Yes, you can spray down his happy little tree. Man, this got real dirty real fast. I remember reading somewhere that there was going to be a Bob Ross game for the Wii, but it never got developed. Oh, that would have been great. Clearly, we need a series of bootleg unofficial Bob Ross games. I'm trying to think. There was something I played. There was some like shitty indie game that I played. It was like a comedy game. And there was like a Bob Ross analog. It was like a dude in an afro that was like painting. But it was like legally non-distinct Bob Ross, so they couldn't get sued. Because they definitely didn't have the rights for his likeness. I can't remember what game it was. It might have been one of the later Leisure Suit Larry games, like the post-college ones. It was, I feel like it was something like that. One of the like, it was either one of the Leisure Suit Larrys or something kind of in that vein, where it was like a silly kind of low budget comedy game, and they had like a guy who was definitely not Bob Ross in the game. Clearly we need a series of bootleg unofficial for adults. Demo scene style. Let's see if we can get them down to a 1.44 on fit on a floppy. There's a Bob Ross corpse in the Bayou and Hunt Showdown. I definitely didn't play Hunt Showdown, but that's interesting. There's actually a in The Witcher, at one point you walk by a stack of hay, and there's the corpse of Altair is like sticking out of this pile of hay because of the physics of actually jumping off a building into a pile of hay. You would literally die. I think that was CD Projekt Red making fun of the Assassin's Creed games. I didn't play enough Witcher to like actually find it. That's one game I think I'd like to revisit at some point, maybe if I get around to it. But Witcher was tough for me because I had just got done playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Actually, Snowhole was here for all of that. So Snowhole, I'm sorry to retread all this because I know you were there for it. But this past summer, I spent several months streaming daily, and I was doing Red Dead Redemption 2, and then I switched to Witcher, and like the gameplay was so night and day, I couldn't play Witcher. Off to do my thing. Have a great stream. Hey, Dead Elvis, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. By the way, Dead Elvis is a very talented artist, and I highly recommend you all follow him on Twitch if you're not already. In addition to being a good mutual friend with our dear Lottie Do, Dead Elvis also has some pretty mad art skills. I don't know what he does on Twitch. I assume probably like live art streams. But I could be wrong. He could, it's every possibility he could be doing something else for streaming. But we may just have to pop in and find out later. I was there for all the hat abuse. Speaking of drugs, why is there just a chair and an umbrella on top of this ride? This is definitely not where the staff hangs out and gets high. on their brakes and shit. No spoilers. I don't think it's a spoiler. I don't think there's much of another reason for there to be a chair on top of the roof of a roller coaster ride. That's where I catch the staff and fire them. I mean, if it's a carnival ride, does it really matter? I mean, well, I guess if there's some safety stuff, yeah, it kind of matters. I know the old trope is that, you know, people who work carnivals are high or drunk all the time, and it doesn't really matter that much because it's not a high pressure job. But realistically, if your job involves a certain level of safety precaution, you probably shouldn't be getting high. So that's on me. I didn't really think about that. Sit in the chair, look in the distance, and then I sit in the chair and count my money. I don't know why you would take it up to the roof to count it. Privacy, I guess. Keep it away from the general public. I would just count it after hours, though. I don't know. I can see ticket takers and game runners being a little messed up, but anyone with any control over the ride, yeah, you want to be very alert. Yeah, it's a good spot to count while watching the sunset with a whiskey. Let's see. Get the rest of this ledge. Should be easy. There we go. And get the sign. This goofy ass cartoon alligator. Look at this guy with his stupid little eyeballs and his big old stupid mouth. Okay, there's that. Just got to get this backside. We should be able to get this sign knocked out, and then we can start working our way back down. I take it back. Nobody here but us proletarians and Snowhole. Reminds me of the alligator from All Dogs Go to Heaven. The train is stuck. Ooh. Are you, Snowhole, are you able to get home without the train? Adam, I don't remember I take it back. I kind of remember the alligator from All Dogs Go to Heaven. Just cause like I have parts of a lot of those kinds of movies sort of burned into my brain, from when I was a kid, but, I don't remember the last time I actually watched that movie. So like, I don't have a specific recent reference to draw from. So I'll have to take your word for it, but I believe you are probably correct. I think this alligator fellow seems pretty similar. Okay, we got the sign. I guess we can work on our little fake river up here. I don't know why this is even here. No one can see it. Like, I understand the waterfall on the backside is for the visuals, but like what's this doing up here? Giant alligator sang a song. You should definitely rewatch. Still a good movie. Man, I'm tired. That made no sense. Yeah, we can still get home. The train system has backup buses in the event of a light rail system goes down. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I know light rail, especially in like severe cold, can start having electrical issues. I actually had to leave a gig one time because they put me outside in a tent with a bunch of heaters, and the heaters weren't working because they were frosted over with like a good 4 to 6 inches of snow was collecting on the outside of these heaters because they were frosting over so bad. Because that's how fucking cold it was. It was in the 20s, and it was so cold that my DJ controller wasn't registering when I would touch the platter. It was a touch sensitive DJ controller, and the touch platters were not working because it was so cold. It was fucking with my equipment. So I had to just tell, like I had to call the office in Dallas in order to have the DJ manager basically call the location where I was working in Portland and yell at them to let me go home. Now, credit where it's due. The person who was managing the DJs from the office in Dallas was fucking great. I don't think she works there anymore, but she was awesome. And she sort of smoothed everything over and kind of took care of things, which was nice. But I was really nervous about it because it was a corporate place. It was a recurring corporate place where we were working, and it was on a big multi-million-dollar national contract. We just happened to be working for the Portland branch of that place. Here in Minnesota, the train runs 24/7 to keep snow and ice off the tracks. Apparently something is going on with the train ahead of us, that's causing my train to be stuck at its current stop all the way down to the 20s. Snowhole probably wear shorts a day like that. I would. Oh, hell no. Shorts only when it's 40 or better. That is a hell of a thing to say. Wearing shorts when the weather is in the 40s. That is wild, man. Shoveling snow in a t-shirt? Nah. Nah, I'm good. I don't think I want to do that ever. Thank you, though. No, thank you. After 4 months of cold, when it hits 40, shorts and flip-flops feel amazing. Wait till there's snow here. I'll come over and get you out in shorts and a t-shirt. Nah. Nah. If I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, either it's hot as shit out or I'm just lounging around my house in like relatively controlled environment. Like with all of my equipment running in the house, and you know, we've got heaters on both sides of the house, so like it's fairly comfortable, like temperature wise here in the house. So like I have no problem sort of living in a t-shirt and shorts day to day when I'm just kind of bumming around the house or doing stuff here. If I have to leave the house, that's what pants are for. It's usually too wet around here at the 40s for shorts and flops. Yeah, that's a good point. Pedicabo, it rains here too much for that kind of shit. So even if 40s is comfortable shorts weather for the most part, once you add rain and a little bit of wind chill, that's hypothermia territory, and that's not to be fucked with. I've worn short skirts with bare legs out in under 40 weather, but to be fair, I try to keep my core organs very cozy when I do. Pants are for going outside. Wisdom of Switch. Am I wrong? Hey, Shikun is here. Shikun, you just missed a bit of my own personal wisdom, and I would be happy to reiterate upon your request. Old grumpy old man. Hypothermia is a bitch. It's not quite like a stroke. Yeah, that's true. Oh man. Okay, what was it? Oh, well, we were having a conversation about how cold it is here in Portland area and / the Pacific Northwest, because I know you're also in Washington, so you're kind of living through the same weather we are, basically. And then Snowhole was talking about how in Minnesota, if it gets up into the 40s, that's like shorts and t-shirt weather. And I was explaining that shorts and t-shirts for me is kind of just what I live, you know, around the house in. But if I have to go outside, I will put on pants, because pants are for going outside. Pedicabo has decided that was quote worthy. And I'll be real honest. I'm a little bit proud of it. I can't even pretend like I'm not. I am a little bit proud of that one. Because pants are, in fact, for going outside. That movie's stupid accurate for a small town in Minnesota. Man, I haven't watched Grumpy Old Man in a while. I wonder if it's available on any of the streaming services right now. I'm gonna guess probably not. But it's, you know, I'd be curious. Walter Matthau, and who was the other guy? Who was the other dude in Grumpy Old Man? Anybody remember? Don't Google it. Just try to remember. Then if you can't remember, then, you know, own that. Jack Lemmon. See? Pedicabo, you didn't have to Google that shit. You know it was Jack Lemmon. I remember seeing it in the movie theater. God, Grumpy Old Man. My first like real experience with Walter Matthau, I think, was Dennis the Menace. And then I started like seeing other shit with him in it, and I was like, hey, it's what was his name? Mr. Wilson, the neighbor. I probably need to get the underside. I don't think I'm getting enough of this bridge to be able to clear it. Oh, well, no, never mind. I guess I did clear it. Okay. Grumpy Old Man is not available online without paying for it directly, looks like. Well. We'll see what my special website has to say about that. Remember, kids, if you're going to visit special websites, no glove, no love. Always use a VPN. Highly recommend Surfshark. I've had excellent experience with them, and their prices are very reasonable, especially if you catch them on a Black Friday sale. I don't have an affiliate link for you. I don't work for them in any capacity. That's just the one that I use. And for Jack Lemmon, it was the China Syndrome. God, you people are old. How did you all get so old? Now I'm thinking of Weird Al telling a fan outside of the country that there was very possibly no way to legally see his movie outside of the U.S. Oh, Capital. Yeah. I definitely have the soundtrack for the Weird Al movie. I don't know if I picked up the DVD. I don't remember if I did or not. Or I mean, Blu-ray, I guess, is technically. I wouldn't have got DVD. I would have got Blu-ray. But I can't remember if I picked up the physical Blu-ray or not. But I definitely have the soundtrack. The minute I saw they were going to be publishing the soundtrack on vinyl for the Weird Al movie, the one with Daniel Radcliffe, the one that came out like, what was it, last year or something? Two years ago, maybe? I don't know. Whenever it was recently. By the way, if you have not seen Weird and Al Yankovic's story, it is a pseudo biopic, and they get a bunch of celebrities to sort of cast as other people in Al's life, but you sort of quickly realize that there is absolutely no truth to almost any of the movie after the first like 15 minutes. The movie derails so fast and so ridiculously in only a way that a Weird Al creative property could. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you haven't seen Weird and Al Yankovic's story, please go watch it. It's so good and so fun and so silly. Pretty sure that movie came out before I moved to Seattle, so it's been a few years. I wish Yarok were here. He would have appreciated my Gilf Hunter quip. I think I missed it. Sorry, man. I love Weird Al's Over the Credits song that just summarizes the entire movie. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of little details in that movie that were so perfectly Al. His okay, I take it back. I am gonna spoil one small thing. There's a scene where he's driving down the road. He just got done recording Eat It, and the label was telling him that Eat It was gonna be a huge hit. And then he's driving down the road and he hears Michael Jackson's Beat It come on the radio, and he's furious because Michael Jackson stole his song. He starts utterly losing his shit because Michael Jackson stole his idea, not the other way around. I need to play Final Fantasy VII, I think. And I know there was a remake that came out a couple of years ago that I heard very good things about. And it, like, seeing what little bit of footage I saw from the remake, it looks pretty damn good, honestly. What am I missing? Oh, this whole side. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's a diving board. It's not a real diving board, but whatever. I'm flashing back to the piano minigame in Rebirth now. I liked both Remake and Rebirth, but you can get in the weeds with Rebirth and its gajillion minigames. Yeah. I never had a PlayStation. So I never really played a lot of the bigger PlayStation titles until later. And even then, like, it was only a few of them. Final Fantasy was one that I never really, like, had an opportunity to sink my teeth into, because around that time, I basically went from the Genesis and the Sega CD to straight to N64. Fuck. There we go. So going straight to N64, I basically skipped over the OG PlayStation. And then I went from N64 to GameCube. And then I went, after GameCube was the 360 for me. So I skipped the Xbox. I skipped the PlayStation. I kind of skipped the PlayStation 2. But funny enough, I bought a PlayStation 2 a week after I bought an Xbox 360. And so I started playing back some PlayStation 2 titles. Didn't have a lot of games for the PlayStation 2, but I did manage to get my hands on Guitar Hero 1 and 2. And then I was kind of splitting my time between the PS2 and the Xbox 360. Ended up spending a lot of time on the 360, playing on Xbox Live, playing shooters and stuff. Because I have some background in my LAN party days. Shit. There we go. I wasn't getting enough spread without sacrificing power, so I had to back off a little. This is much better. There we go. Let's move this out of the way. Get the rest of this face. Oh, you mean generally? Yeah, I was on board with Final Fantasy from 2 to 4. Love that game. Or 2/wait. From 2/4. You lost me. Wait, was it one of those things where it was like Final Fantasy IV overseas, but it was released here as Final Fantasy II? Like that kind of thing? It was released stateside originally as Final Fantasy II, but in Japan it was... Yeah. Okay. There was a... At some point, there was a collection that got released for the Switch. And I think they even did a short physical run for the Switch where it was like Final Fantasies, I want to say 1 through 6. Like all 6 of the OG Final Fantasy games before 7. And I guess Final Fantasy 7 like changed the... Did Final Fantasy 7 like change the scope of the franchise? Or I mean I guess it would have been the first 3D Final Fantasy game, right? So much like with Zelda and Mario and everything else, it probably changed a lot for its time. Never mind how damn popular it was. I mean, Final Fantasy 7 was crazy popular. Like I didn't have a PlayStation, but I didn't live under a rock either. I know how popular that game was. Or at least I have some idea of how popular Final Fantasy 7 was. It was a very popular game indeed. It was the first with pre-record. Sorry. Pixel remasters are what you're talking about, I think. It was the first with pre-rendered backgrounds too. It was more than just moving to 3D. That makes sense. Unfortunately, that also means it's another one of those games that I just don't know a lot about because it wasn't ever really on my radar when I was younger. And then by the time I got older and I got to a point where I was starting to sort of treat the games industry as more of a professional interest and less of a hobby, that's when I started kind of like picking up on more of the sort of like cultural nuance, I guess, of certain games and certain releases that were outside of my personal scope. Which is, you know, fine. I mean, shit, that's how I ended up doing a written piece for Oblivion, even though I hadn't played Oblivion until actually pretty recently. And I'm currently working on a written piece for Psychonauts, which means I have to play Psychonauts. But, you know, like, it's nice to sort of take a professional approach to games now that I didn't really necessarily have access to back then. Because, like, in the case of Psychonauts, for example, I didn't have an Xbox. My first Xbox was the 360, so I completely missed the first gen Xbox, unless my you know, I was playing Halo at my friend's house. That was the only time I ever really like got down on some Halo, or did any serious gaming on an Xbox. Scope of the games was big before. 6 was pretty sprawling, but 7 was a step up in terms of storytelling and characterization. Yeah, I kind of got the impression that it went through a similar change, like what Zelda went through when it went 3D. Because the Zelda games kind of, you know, were what they were in terms of like you know, storytelling and scope and yada yada yada. Like the Zelda games were what they were in the 16-bit era, but once Ocarina of Time came out on the 64, like it was a completely different Zelda. Went back and played the PC port of Psychonauts some years ago. Funny enough, I have the PC port of Psychonauts installed right now because of said project, but also Xbox Live. All that stuff is on Xbox Live, and so if you have an Xbox Live account, you can just install it and just have it as long as you keep up on your Xbox Live account, which is honestly part of the whole reason why I'm still paying for Xbox Live, even though it's getting more expensive, and I'm really kind of reconsidering how much I've been using my Xbox account recently. I think I might have to start kind of treating Xbox as a, you know, only pay for it when I need it kind of thing. Because it's so expensive and I just don't use it as often as I'd like to. So I think that's going to be one of the changes that I make going into next year is start thinning out some of my recurring subscription services. A sometimes treat, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And honestly, it's nothing against Xbox Live. Here's the thing. I have nothing against the service. I think it's a little pricey for what they're like, you know, they've racked the price up the last couple of years. And so now it's getting a little on the expensive side. But you know, Xbox has done a good job of converting their entire ecosystem over to digital distribution by way of their Xbox Live subscription service. And, you know, it's pretty seamless for the most part. I very rarely run into any kind of compatibility issues on Xbox or on PC with my Xbox account. I think they do a good job, albeit an expensive job, but a good job nonetheless. Now, as far as the games I've been playing, you know, there's a lot of good stuff that gets released on Xbox Live, but not everything gets released on Xbox Live. And most of the games that I'm playing currently, I'm juggling multiple games right now. And most of them are just straight up PC games. They're not Xbox games. I still play Fortnite pretty regularly. I got a good friend of mine that I play Fortnite with on pretty regular occasion. We've also started playing some of the new Skate game from EA. Mostly just because it's free to play. I still don't want to give them any money, but free to play is free to play. So whatever, you know. I was thinking Game Pass. Yeah, so that's what I have is Game Pass Ultimate. That's what I was talking about. I have Game Pass Ultimate, and I can do the cloud gaming, and I can install stuff to my PC and play it that way if I want to play it locally, or I can just play over the cloud. I've got several games that I kind of started playing over the cloud, just I haven't, you know, seen them through. And I'll tell you, PlayStation also has cloud gaming on the PC. If you have a PlayStation Plus account, there are games that you can get that you can install, and it's, you know, it's pretty good. You kind of have to play it within their app, but you know, the app's solid for what it is. I think they were just announcing Ultimate when they canceled. Yeah. So I was paying about $22 a month for Xbox Ultimate. And I think somewhat recently it went up to like 30 or 30 something. I think it was supposed to be $20, but then I live in Washington, so like I got to pay tax on it. So it ends up being 22 for me. Or at least it was. Like I said, I think it just recently went up to 30, and I'm paying like 30 something, like 32 or 32 and change, something like that. which I'm very unhappy about. I'm not a big fan of that particular price change. So that's part of the reason why I'm thinking about maybe just letting it go. I've spent so much more time and money and energy on my Steam account in the last couple of years. So like I'm really kind of moving that direction anyway. And I think they are starting to realize it because Sony is releasing more stuff on Steam. Xbox is releasing more stuff on Steam. I think they're starting to realize that as their prices go up, they're losing users, and it makes more and more sense to play ball with Steam rather than try to compete, because Steam's not going anywhere. The thing that I appreciate about Gabe, like above all of the other jokes and memes and all the other stuff about Gabe Newell, like the thing that I appreciate the most about him is that he understands that no customers means no game sales, and no game sales means no money. And so he will do absolutely everything to keep his customers, because he understands that that's the value. That's the real value. We're the real value. I could buy 2 really good games for my buddy Gabe for that. Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. That's why I started buying more stuff on Steam, is because fucking the prices are good and I get to keep it. And I don't have to stream it online or pay a monthly service fee to use it. I can just buy it outright. I still don't love digital distribution. I would still prefer a physical medium. You know, I still want to collect for the Switch and the Switch 2 whenever I get my hands on one. But I also know what year it is. I know that, you know, I can piss and moan about physical versus digital gaming all I want. It's not going to change the fact that digital gaming isn't going anywhere. So, you know, fuck it. I do have digital games. Definitely love me some Cyberpunk on the PC. That's something I've been wanting to do is go back and play that, because I played with Cyberpunk. You've got basically like 3 backgrounds you can pick from when you're setting up your character, and your character's background kind of dictates some things about your gaming experience, like where you start from and you know, how you respond to certain situations based on your personal experiences before the start of the game. And that's all dictated by your background in Cyberpunk. And so I've played 2 of the 3, and I've been meaning to go back and play the 3rd. I just haven't got there yet. I dislike that digital means that hypothetically some douchebag somewhere can just yoink games out of my library, but what you gonna do? Yeah. There is that part. That's part of the reason why I still want to collect for the Switch, and I still want to collect physicals. Because of exactly that. In 30 years, I want to dust off my Switch, charge it up, and get in a little bit of Mario Odyssey or something. I don't know, man. I can't tell, like, how much of this, I mean, is it this whole sandy beach that has to get cleared? I'm not sure. I clearly don't care about physical stuff as much as you also. Hey man, have a good weekend. I gotta crash. Hey, Beta Cabo, thanks for stopping by, dude. Always good to see you. I will be back to my regularly streaming schedule next week. And I will be looking forward to our word of the day resuming next week as well. Don't worry about tonight. I can't believe Adam's here. Adam, I'm so happy to see you. How have you been, my friend? I hope you're well. I hope things, Adam, I hope things are good with your people up there. Hopefully Brandon and Acalypse are doing okay. I know Acalypse had a pretty frustrating experience recently with their government job, or I guess now former government job. I was really sorry to hear about that. What am I missing? Are they not? I don't know what's going on here. Okay, whatever. Keep spraying, I guess. Life has had many ups and downs, but I'm in as personally stable a place in life as possible, given gestures at everything, including the targets on my back. We're all doing what we can to make ends meet. Too much death and health issues to keep happening, though. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That shit sucks, and I wish you weren't having to go through all of the preventable nonsense that you're going through right now. And I think that's probably the most heartbreaking part for me, is that like there is a certain amount of that is so preventable. I only wish you the best. I hate that you and folks similar to yourself are going through some shitty stuff right now. But I try to find the hope where I can. It seems like there's a big change coming. And my hope is that if that particular change is big enough, we might actually see a little bit of progress for a while. The two friends I lost in the same month this year were both very preventable for different reasons. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry. And Adam, if you wanna talk about them, I'm always open. If you want to change the subject, I'm super down for that too. Whatever you feel you would feel more comfortable with. I'll tell you one thing I've been doing recently. My wife and I have been watching this Apple TV show. Another Time Less Publicly. Oh, for sure. Yeah, any time, my friend. You know how to get a hold of me. My wife and I started watching this TV show called Pluribus. And it's very different from what I expected. I had run out of my meds for a moment there. And so I was kind of struggling with a little bit of brain fog for a couple of days. Until I could get my meds refilled. And that's 100% on me. I was lazy about getting my damn meds refilled. So we watched the pilot for Pluribus, and then I kind of put it down for a little bit because I was like, I can't. This is like, this takes too much brain power, right? So we finally get back to it, and I will say this: after the first episode, the brain power thing kind of lets up a little bit on the gas pedal, but the show itself is fascinating. And I don't even want to talk about like what it's about, because I feel like that would be a spoiler unto itself, even though it's very apparent from the first episode, like what's going on. I don't even want to necessarily say. I will say, it's a little bit like science fiction thriller, but set more or less in modern day, as opposed to like Star Trek, where it's like way in the future, or Star Wars, where it's like another galaxy far, far away or whatever. Like this is sci-fi set in modern day with like, you know, modern day technology and shit. But it's very interesting, the way that things sort of turn. So easy recommend. If you have a chance, check out Pluribus. Can definitely recommend it. We've been getting into it. We just finished episode 6, so we're like pretty well into it at this point. Ooh, okay. Let's get this last section of ground, and then we can start kind of working our way back the other direction. Oh, we can clean this. This doesn't need to be. Yeah. Let's get this cleared up. At least the rock face part. Looks like it's Apple TV. Yeah, so remember that VPN I mentioned earlier? But yeah, we've been watching Pluribus, really enjoying that one. We also watched there's another Apple show that we watched that was actually very heartwarming. And it was a really, really good, really fun show, kind of silly. And even the points where I thought it was going to get stressful, it ended up not even really being that stressful. So it was actually just a really kind of chill, heartwarming comedy show, starring Owen Wilson, and it's called Stick. And Owen Wilson plays basically a retired golf pro that's kind of down on his luck after being kind of a rock star in the world of golf for a while. And he discovers this kid that's this like incredible talent on the driving range, convinces the kid to go on tour, and ends up getting the kid a spot on the pro tour through his like connections and through his old buddies and shit. And then he coaches the kid through, to the pro tour. It's absolutely great show. Please check out Stick. Like, especially if you're in need of something that's like comforting and heartwarming and silly, like funny and silly. Owen Wilson is just phenomenal in that role. And by the way, one of my favorite actors that doesn't get to do enough, in my opinion, is Mark Maron, who also is in Stick. So it's Owen Wilson and Mark Maron. Have I seen Inside Man? Yes, I watched the first season. We have not watched the second season yet. But man, that's fun too. Ted Danson is phenomenal in that show. And he's so good at like pretending to be a bumbling old man. And everybody just kind of like makes assumptions about him because he's old. It's pretty great. Mark Maron's great. I finished season 2 of Inside Man in like a day. I was too hooked. See, so my wife and I have been kind of watching a few things right now. And so we've been purposely putting off Inside Man and Stranger Things. And we definitely need to watch both of those. I think we're kind of looking for like a little bit of a break during the holiday season. We might be able to like dive into some of those shows that we've been missing out on. She should have some time coming off of work next week or whatever. One of the actors in season 2 of Inside Man is the guy who played Murrow in Good Night and Good Luck. Are you talking about George Clooney? George Clooney was Murrow in Good Night and Good Luck. Adam, Linda literally took us to see George Clooney play Edward R. Murrow in Good Night and Good Luck. Was that not Murrow? Was that not Clooney? Okay, okay. He was Murrow's producer. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Wait, so who was the guy that played Murrow? What's his name? Also, I think Murrow, Clooney is producing the Good Night and Good Luck Broadway show right now. David's, yeah, I can't pronounce that. Good Night, Good Luck Broadway show. Yeah. I believe Clooney is producing a stage show for Good Night and Good Luck, and I think it's on Broadway. I am not 100% sure on that. I could be wrong. But I saw something about Clooney revisiting Good Night and Good Luck somewhat recently, like within the last like year and a half. And I think it was because he was producing a stage version. And I think he was talking to Colbert about doing a stage version, and like, you know, revisiting it after, what has it been, 20 years or so since the movie he did. Mary Steenburgen is also in season 2 of Inside Man. She's great. I love everything I've seen Mary Steenburgen in. Such a damn good movie. Yeah, it really is. I haven't seen that one in a while. That's one of my list of movies that like I really connected with, but like I don't get to talk to people about very often because like outside of like our journalism friends, most people don't like know much about Good Night and Good Luck and just don't care, which is what it is. Like I can't make people care about something like that, but you know, it does leave me in a bit of a pickle because I want to be able to talk to more people about movies like Good Night and Good Luck. I want to be able to talk to more people about movies like Charlie Wilson's War. I really need more people to talk to about The Newsroom. I love The Newsroom so much, and I don't have enough people to talk to about it. And my wife like understands, like she gets it. She understands why I like that show so much. But she's also like, she doesn't, she doesn't get as into it as I do because she doesn't have the same interest, I guess, in journalism and politics and their role, with each other. Which again, I can't make her give a shit. I just have to explain the newsroom to people when I say where I first became a fan of David Harbour. Man, I always forget that was David Harbour on that show. Because I think of David Harbour as Sheriff Hopper from Stranger Things. Even when he was doing Red Guardian, all I saw on that Marvel movie was Sheriff Hopper playing Red Guardian. So I always kind of forget about him being in the newsroom. Newsroom to me was obviously Jeff Daniels, all about him, but what was her name? The blonde girl that was in newsroom, that was also, were we just talking about her? She was in newsroom, and then she was also she was the new Borg Queen on Picard. Alison Pill, yes, thank you. She was pretty great in the newsroom. Fucking Olivia Munn, dude. Olivia Munn was so goddamn good in the newsroom. I'm actually angry that she didn't book more shit after the newsroom, because that show really showed what kind of range she was capable of. And she really should have booked more stuff after the newsroom. I'm floored that she didn't end up doing getting more work off of that. Because she was absolutely, Olivia Munn was absolutely incredible in the newsroom. I mean, I will die on that hill. Newsroom highlighted just how much they wasted her talent when they cast her as Psylocke and didn't give her anything to really do. I really don't want to talk about that. One of my favorite actresses getting cast as one of my favorite characters from the X-Men universe in the first proper live action representation of that character. And to this day, really the only actual live action representation of that character. And they absolutely squandered the character. They squandered her talent. They put her in a little fucking swimsuit and made her jump around with a sword, and didn't actually give her anything with any depth. And I was just so disappointed. Listen, I got into X-Men when I was a little boy. Yeah, I absolutely had a crush on most of the X-Men. Most of the women in the X-Men. I had a crush on basically all of them, because they were all really hot. And I was a little boy at the time, and Psylocke was no different. But as I got older and started to appreciate the depth of Psylocke's character, eventually I was pretty excited to see Psylocke get a what was supposed to be a prominent role in X-Men Apocalypse. And then they just fucking blew it. They blew it. And I don't think it was fair to Olivia Munn, because Olivia's better than what they gave her for Psylocke. She's better than that. And I know she's better than that. And I don't fault Olivia Munn, because here's the thing. Regardless of what they chose to do with her character, who better to play Psylocke than Olivia Munn? Honestly, even now, I don't know many people that would be a better fit for the character than Olivia. So like, you know, maybe with the Doomsday shit, they'll have her do like a walk-on thing or something, you know, suit back up or whatever. I kind of doubt that's going to happen. I don't see that happening. They've already got so much talent attached to this Doomsday movie. I can't imagine they're going to get too deep into the Fox X-Men universe because they've already got so many people already attached. We'll see. We'll see what they choose to do with it, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Whether it's Olivia or somebody else playing Psylocke, I'm just not going to hold my breath. Now, it's been made pretty damn clear that after this next little Avengers run over the next couple of years, they're going to transition away from the Avengers and start working on X-Men stuff again for the MCU, which, okay, maybe a new MCU X-Men universe could mean new actors playing X-Men characters and, you know, breathing some new life into that franchise. Because here's the other problem with the X-Men. The X-Men are still stuck in the 90s. I liked X-Men Evolution. I liked some of the modern stuff that they're doing with the X-Men in the last, like, you know, 10, 15 years. But the fact remains the most successful version of the X-Men is X-Men 97, which is all based on the OG animated show from, 92? So as great as X-Men 97 was, the way they treated Bo was shitty. And what Bo created, although it was amazing to watch, it also firmly planted the X-Men right back in the 90s again. And all of the versions and iterations of the X-Men we've had since the 90s were basically just gone. Supposedly, unless they're lying, they're not even bringing Famke Janssen back to play Jean Grey. So it's definitely unlikely they'll bring Olivia in. We won't see it, but I really want to see Krakoa on screen. They incorporated a bit of the imagery into Genosha in 97 at least. I mean, listen, never say never. One of the things that I appreciate about the MCU, and I gotta give them props for this actually. Feige has found some pretty serious success in some of the niche Marvel characters and being able to sort of like rebuild some of the forgotten franchises of the Marvel world, right? Oh, thank you. And so like Guardians of the Galaxy is an excellent example. Guardians of the Galaxy, for all intents and purposes, was almost forgotten about. They had to dig into the damn archives to find characters that had film rights available that they could build into sort of an expanded film universe they were trying to create with the MCU. And here comes James Gunn, and they said, hey, we want you to take Guardians of the Galaxy and run with it. And James Gunn was like, fuck yeah, I'm in. And then he turned it into what became the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, plus some Avengers stuff that featured the Guardians of the Galaxy in like, Infinity War and Endgame and stuff. It's very true, but the problem with Krakoa is that people think X-Men and they expect the school. So it's not that it's obscure. It's that the image that people expect and what will market best is, as you pointed out, still stuck in older eras. Yeah. Yes. But I think there's a lot of opportunity. Real Hero Survival says Stardew graphics have really changed. They give you a power-up washer now, huh? Yeah, we put Stardew down for a bit because we're waiting on the new 1.7 update that got announced. It's going to be a little while for the 1.7 update to actually get released, so I probably won't be playing Stardew for a little while. And also, I'm a huge huge Power Wash fan. So I was excited to play the new Power Wash Sim when it came out last month. I know. I just be waiting for it too. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, Gear Up Survival, that's pretty much all of us. Also, welcome back to the channel. How are you? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope your holidays are treating you okay. This holiday season's been weirdly uneventful, but I think that's for the best for me. Not a lot going on, but also like I think the best thing I could have for the holidays this year is just a little bit of breathing room, you know, which is kind of what I've been getting, and it's been nice. I say that I do have 2 events this week. So just as a reminder to everybody, by the way, I won't be streaming on Friday, because I have an event on Friday. So, I will be back to my normal streaming schedule next week. Wednesdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, on twitch.tv/DJSwitchPDX, or of course, youtube.com/DJSwitchPDX. I started dual streaming this year, just to see if I could do it. And honestly, it's been going pretty good. So I'm just going to keep doing it because I don't think there's any real downside to streaming in both places. And I'm okay with not giving all of my attention to Twitch because Twitch isn't great. Neither is YouTube. None of them. I'm not beholden to any particular platform. So whatever. How many shorts I can make? One every day for what looks like a year at least. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I've had that thought. And by the way, this record collection is weird. That is a weird record collection because I like to buy weird records. Because of what I do professionally, I have so much music digitally on a big ass hard drive that I've been keeping for like 20 years. So like I own a lot of music. And so when I buy something on physical, usually it's because either A, it's hard to find digitally, or B, I want to own it on physical before I lose the chance to own it. I would say a solid 1/3 to 1/2 of these records that you see behind me are things that are either out of print or stuff that won't be printed, or stuff that was limited run in the first place. Short slap channel stats makes for better views. Interesting. Gear Up Survival, you have my interest. Please tell me more. What do you know about shorts and how they affect channel stats? Because ramping up my YouTube stuff is definitely on my to-do list soon. I've been working on a project that's kind of hindered my YouTube production. But that project is almost over and I plan to get right back to the damn YouTube stuff. So please tell me more. I'm very interested. Snowhole over on Twitch says tea. Yeah. I got handed tea, and it's that really yummy like cinnamon apple cider tea. It tastes like apple cider and cinnamon. I don't know what the hell is in that tea, but it's really good. And it's especially nice when I've been yapping all night. Like y'all have had me yapping all night tonight, so my voice could use a little bit of relief in the form of a nice warm cup of tea. YouTube likes promoting shorts. They also like long form so they can put more ads in. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, so at the end of the day, YouTube likes it when you post videos, which is fair. That is fair, and it is accurate. to my experience. When you post, you get views. When you don't post, you don't get views. But short slap, yeah. See, that's the thing, man. Like, I gotta get more shorts. I think it's Gear Up Survival. I think you're absolutely right. I need to be making more shorts, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make interesting shorts using my record collection. Try it with the records and give it like a week every day. Out of curiosity, in your opinion, how long should those shorts be? Because I think there's a limit, right? Like the shorts are only allowed to be so long. Is it 90 seconds now or 2 minutes? I'm not sure what the limit is now on YouTube Shorts. But I do have a TikTok account, and I've posted plenty of TikToks. And I bought a microphone that plugs directly into my phone so I could get decent audio as well. Won't hurt none. 0 to 3 minutes. Okay. Yeah. See, I could. You're absolutely right. You're fucking right. You're so right. I should be doing that. Like I've got events. I've got 2 events back to back this week. So like, I'm definitely going to be buried at least until Sunday. But yeah, I think I'm going to mark my calendar for next week, and I'm just going to start doing it next week and see how it goes. Cause Gear Up Survival, I think you're absolutely right. And I need to stop bullshitting myself and just start making shorts. What used to be the normal length of videos 15 years ago is now the algorithmically least promoted. It's all shorts or extra long videos, ideally podcast length, which is why there's a lot of content out there where people are clearly padding for time. Adam, you're right, though. Adam, I've seen the same shit you're talking about. You're absolutely right. Sit back one day and crank out like a week's worth and then just upload one a day. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do, and that's probably what I'm going to put on my schedule for next week. I just scheduled a meeting for Monday, and I've got another meeting on Wednesday, and I think between those 2 things, I should be able to find some time to squeeze in some shorts, maybe because I have a turntable. Well, you can't really see it on camera right now. Here, if I do this. I have my turntable here. It's got some shit sitting on it because I've been kind of rearranging some stuff, but like that's easy enough to move. But I have my desk dedicated to my turntable here, and I don't know if you can see the pink record that's on the turntable right now. That's actually this record here, which is one of my most recent pickups, and I'm very proud of it. It's pink because it's the anniversary edition, which actually it says on the sticker right there. 30th anniversary edition color vinyl. It's my pink copy of Clueless, the soundtrack, which, dude, if you haven't heard the Muffs cover of Kids in America, the first track on this record is worth the entire price of the record. It's so goddamn good. Like, it's honestly better than it has any right to be. Since you know the records, it shouldn't be too bad thinking of stuff to say about it for a minute or two while you show it off, you know? Just a thought, man. Do you, of course. No. Gear Survival. I think you're absolutely right. And you're giving me ideas. Like, this is not me just like entertaining your thoughts because like I'm trying to be nice to you. No, like I legitimately agree with you. And I think there's something to this. This is my most recent record. They're sitting on the floor down here because I haven't found a spot on my shelf for them yet. But this is my most recent record. It's one of my absolute favorite cover bands called The Punk Rock Factory. And this is the Fright Before Christmas, which is they call it their holiday release. And it's like the A side is all Halloween songs and the B side is all Christmas songs. So they went with like a Christmas horror themed to do both. I've always thought that when I see your background, I just see shorts material. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm fucking up. I need to be making shorts of my records. That's something my wife and I talked about a while ago, and I just never did it. And fuck, now I want to do it, and I don't have time until like Monday. Cause like seriously, after tonight, I have to like, basically I've got to shower and shave tonight because I won't have time before Friday. And then I have a corporate event Friday, and then I've got a big charity thing Saturday. And then Sunday I will be basically non-functional. So like I won't get to shoot anything till Monday, but no, you're Gear Up Survival, you're totally right. And that's one of the things that I'm hoping to do is talk about more about my records. I want to start doing more vlogs and stuff, and I want to start doing more like tech videos. Cause that's like tech is another big interest of mine that I could talk about for hours. So, yeah, I don't know, man. You're right. You're totally right. I gotta get off my ass and start doing that shit. Fuck, where was I? Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, solar system exhibit. Oh, that's the new one. It said I unlocked the next level, but we're not there yet. We got to finish this one first. New Year's goals. Works for me. No fishing. Big no fishing sign in front of an alligator that's literally fishing. Look at this goofy little alligator guy. This guy should not be fishing, I think. Did he not read the sign? A lot of people release bits of, say, gaming streams as shorts. So, yeah, Adam, you're also correct in that. I was actually thinking about maybe releasing some of our chat about my DLC ideas. Like I could see us doing like I could see maybe like building out some shorts, talking about some of the DLC conversation we had. And do it. Fuck, man. You guys, I have a real job though. Like, that's not fair. I mean, YouTubing is a real job, but like, you know what I mean? Like I have a job outside of the internet that I have to do. I make too much money to ignore it. Like, I don't even necessarily want to be a DJ anymore full time. Like I'll never not be a DJ, but like, I don't want to do it all the time. It's just, you know, it's my only means of making money right now. So I have to. Because stuff costs money. Stupid capitalism. You have a people job? I mean, Snowhole, you're right. I do have a people job. Only do what you want. We're just giving you ideas on a thing you said you wanted to do. Adam, stop making so much damn sense. You good, man. Time is all we have, and we have a lot of it, hopefully. And time will find itself one right. No, but I genuinely want to make some content. That's something I've been just, you know, I've been itching to, I think I've been itching more and more lately to make content because I got a new editing platform. I finally switched completely off of Adobe, and I'm using DaVinci Resolve, which has been amazing, especially because like I don't have to pay monthly for it. And then I also have Affinity. I switched to Affinity Photo for all my graphics work, which means no more Photoshop. And so between DaVinci and Affinity Photo, I'm completely Adobe free, and it feels so good. The last couple of projects I produced for YouTube have been with zero Adobe input, and it's been really nice. And frankly, I've been very happy with the output too. Like the quality of the output is so much better now. My most recent project was actually for my friend Brett Weiss. I did a vlog post for him that I cut together because I've been helping out with some of his editing stuff. And we did a top 4 Xbox 360 games. But in addition to needing to get and learn new programs, I want to finish all the half-finished projects I have. So, Adam, I think you will find it easier to finish those projects, assuming you're talking about creative projects, which I know in your case might not necessarily be the case. But when it comes to your creative projects, I think you'll find them easier to finish if you bite the bullet and make the switch. I had a hard time making the switch off of Adobe, and I fought it for a long time. And this year I got so fed up with their bullshit that I finally made the decision to just move forward. And actually, I don't have the box for it in front of me. But I can try to hold this thing up in front of the camera. Really quickly, I'm gonna share kind of a secret weapon. This is called a tour box. I love this thing because it gives me a ton of editing controls in the palm of my hand, and it uses pre-programmed macros for all of the different buttons, knobs, wheels, and functions that you see on this little device. I can do everything from, scrolling and zooming in a timeline. I can do slicing. I can copy attributes in DaVinci. So if I want to, if I copy a clip and then I don't want to paste the clip, I just want to paste all of the attributes for that clip. I can do that with this device with a single button. It's so easy and so straightforward. These two little buttons here, these right here are undo and redo. It could not be simpler. This device has completely changed the way that I edit. What used to take me hours to do has been cut down by a solid 80%. Now it takes me an hour to cut together a usable piece of video, where it used to take me 2 or 3. I am so fucking happy with this thing, and this combined with DaVinci and just taking the time to learn a little bit of DaVinci has completely changed the way that I produce content. And now it just lives perpetually on my desk. And when I edit, literally I have one hand on the tour box and I have one hand on my trackball. And I almost, not never, but almost never have to touch my keyboard. I don't even have to lift my hands. It's just the fucking best. Reminds me of a tool we had to use back when video was much less digital. Yeah. So you remember those old linear VHS editing suites that had the giant fucking jog wheel and the you could do all the punch in and punch out points, and you could kind of assign all of your AB roll functions and stuff like that with the physical tape. Yep. So this can do all of that, but within the space of a hand, so you don't even have to move. Because there was another device, DaVinci has a speed editor that looks like one of those traditional editing transports with the jog wheel and the big chunky buttons and stuff, but it's the size of a keyboard, man. You have to move your hand around the thing and learn where the buttons are, and you have to kind of develop muscle memory. The beautiful thing about this tour box is because it fits in the palm of a hand, and I got big hands, but it'll fit more or less in the palm of a normal sized hand too. because it fits in the hand, I don't even have to lift my hand. Like I don't have to move anything. I can just kind of do it with my fingers. It's so easy. So much easier than editing used to be for me. And I'm so fucking happy with the product that I'm getting now from the editing work that I've been doing. And so that's part of the reason why I've been really genuinely trying to get back to my YouTube channel and actually take a swing at it, because I have new tools and I have new powers and I have new talent that I want to be able to sort of unleash on my own YouTube channel. And I just so happen to have gotten to a place where I could do that just in time to take on a huge project that's been eating up a lot of my spare time. And then just now, as I'm kind of winding down that huge project, I'm in my holiday event season. And as a DJ, I'm just super busy until this week. This Friday and Saturday are my last 2 events for the holiday season. And then I'm basically done DJing until mid-January. And so I cannot tell you how excited I am for that, because I really want to get back to work on my damn YouTube channel. I've been dying to, and I just haven't had a chance to. What I really want is like VR style editing where I move my hands through the air and to move things around. But I was that kid who played on NES with my feet with a lot of... I mean, if it works, it works, right? There's no rule that says you have to use your hands with the NES controller. Okay. I drank my tea. I still laugh that when the Wii came out, it was Nintendo catching up with how I already played. I mean, all right, let's keep plugging away on this. You know what? I have this friggin' circular scrubber that I have not been using, so I probably should be putting it to more use. Seems like it's making quick work of this riverbed thing, whatever this fake river water stuff is. Mario Kart got a lot easier when my tendency to lean hard to the side actually did something. That sounds like my little sister anytime she would try to play video games. She'd be holding the controller in her hands, but playing with her whole body. Gotta hit the sack, have to open the store in the morning, and need to catch up on what happened today during NASCORT. I don't think I'm familiar with NASCORT, but you have a great evening, Snowhole. It was great to see you as always. Remember, no stream Friday, but I will be back next week for my regular schedule. So I suppose I'll see you in a week. Be safe, my dude, and try to stay warm, will you? Friggin' cold out. It's way too cold out there to be having trains break down and shit. I'm sorry you got to deal with that. Gotta head out too. Meant to be at karaoke an hour ago. Oh, geez. Well, Adam, please, by all means, don't be skipping out on plans on my account. I hope you enjoy yourself at karaoke. Michael Jordan and company is suing NASCAR. We're in the second week and should be hitting the fan. Oh, I kind of forgot about that, actually. But okay, sure. Man, all the crazy shit happening, and I completely forgot about Michael Jordan and the NASCAR thing. That will be an interesting case, actually. Johnny Morris of Bass Pro Shops just chimed in, and he's pissed at NASCAR. What? So, hang on. I'm sorry. If I'm understanding this correctly, it's Michael Jordan and the guy from Bass Pro Shops are teaming up against the NASCAR Corporation. That is certainly a sentence that I said out loud just now. And on December 19th, something else comes out. Interesting. Danny Hamlin, the driver, number 11. Huh. Wait, so are they, hang on. So are they suing the driver or suing NASCAR? I knew that it was a thing that was happening, but I don't think I know much about it. And I'm kind of curious. I'm going to have to Google this tonight, aren't I? Oh, Danny and MJ are suing NASCAR. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Why Michael Jordan? Like, why is Michael Jordan involved in all this? Was he financially backing Danny? Like, was he part of the... Oh, Michael Jordan's a team owner. Michael Jordan loves NASCAR. Oh. Okay. I don't think that I knew that, but I can't say that I'm surprised. Because Michael Jordan's always had a pretty broad interest in a lot of different types of sports. I mean, we certainly know about baseball and golf, right? Because, I mean, shit, they even put that in the Looney Tunes movie, Space Jam. But I know Michael Jordan's always had, you know, an interest in other sports as well. So him being interested in NASCAR actually doesn't surprise me that much. It's kind of weird, but Danny and MJ have a solid case. Interesting. Wow. They own 2311 Racing. Jordan took the stand last week. Oh, cause the car number 11 and Michael Jordan's number 23. That's fun. I like that. 2311 Racing. That's pretty good. No. Wait, that's not where that number comes from? Oh, yes, on that part. Okay. Wait, hang on. What are we talking about right now? So Jordan owns a NASCAR with another guy, Danny, and the two of them are suing NASCAR. 11 is Danny's car number, but he doesn't race for his own team. He's still under contract with another team. Hold up. This dude owns a team, but he can't drive for his own team because he's on contract with another team. What in the Real Housewives of NASCAR is going on over there? NASCAR takes all the money basically and owns most of the tracks, and any driver that wants out has nowhere to go. NASCAR is a monopoly. Okay, you guys actually might have gotten me invested in this shit. Is basically the case. Oh, that's so sick. Michael Jordan about to get capital P paid. That dude does not need more money, but he's going to get it anyway. Holy shit, that is crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, so like, it's going to be a wild case because the owners of NASCAR are nasty rich. I mean, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, just to be completely transparent here, I feel zero bad for the owners of NASCAR. Like, there's not a lot in this world that would make me feel bad for those people. And frankly, the same as the NFL owners. Like, owners of the NFL, I would have a really hard time finding any reason to actually feel bad for them. It's always been one family owned. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the NASCAR organization is owned by a single family. That's fascinating. I don't think I realized that NASCAR was privately owned. And that, okay. I mean, frankly, all the more reason to just not feel bad for them. But yeah, that makes sense why they are crazy, stupid rich. Imagine this. One of the team owners have won 2 championships in the past 5 years. Has lost $20 million during that same time frame. How does that work? You win 2 championships and you're still out 20 mil? Yeah, there's some math there that ain't mathin'. Like, I don't know shit. Just to be clear, I don't know shit about NASCAR. I know they drive left a lot, and that those cars are very loud. And so, not knowing shit about NASCAR, like, this whole thing sounds very interesting. If you are familiar with the UFC and fighter pay, it's kind of like that, kind of. I would say I'm not terribly familiar with the UFC, but I would say I'm more familiar with UFC than I am with NASCAR. Like, I literally know shit, like nothing about NASCAR. I know a little bit about UFC. I do have a background in wrestling, and so like I know a little bit about MMA, and I know a little bit about like some of the sort of business structure side of that world, even though I was never actually participating in it. My wrestling experience basically ended my senior year of high school. I had a couple of injuries in high school that honestly were probably for the best, because I was a dog shit wrestler. Like, I was bad. I was a really bad wrestler. I have wrestling experience. I was still very bad at it. So like, I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like I was a good wrestler. I was not. I was a very bad wrestler, but I did wrestle. So take that for what it's worth. So owners, other lines of businesses are picking up when the slack of the sponsorship falls short. Dude, that is actually crazy. Fighters have different companies to go fight for. Drivers only have NASCAR, basically. Yeah. Because the skill set doesn't transfer to like Formula One, right? Or like the e-tron circuit, or like rally. Like, you can't just go from being a NASCAR driver to being a rally driver. It's not like it doesn't translate. Same thing with F1. You can't just go from driving a NASCAR to driving a Formula One car. It is not the same skill set. And never mind the fact that it's so goddamn competitive, you couldn't if you wanted to, even if you had the skill set. Tony Stewart's a good example. Tony Stewart's an exception. I don't know shit about NASCAR, and I know the name Tony Stewart, man. Come on. Like, he's not the rule. He's the exception. Most drivers are losing money trying to win a championship, or the whole year was a loss, and it costs a small fortune to run a crew in a car and travel. Yeah. I see. An hour ago, I didn't know anything about this case other than, like, I knew that Michael Jordan was in court for something, and it had something to do with NASCAR. Those were the two things that I was I didn't even know for sure. I was just pretty sure. Now that I have all these, like, details and I know a little bit more about, like, what's actually going on, I'm legit interested in this, in, like, what's happening. Oh, y'all are gonna give me ADHD. Greedy NASCAR? Ah, fuck them. Fuck NASCAR, man. I honestly hope they lose, and I honestly hope they have to pay out, because this type of, like, monopolizing business strategy has been going so unchecked for so long in certain parts of not only the world, but, like, certain parts of this country, which this country is supposed to not, it's supposed to not allow monopolies, but it happens all the time here. Get him, Big Mike. Jordan asked the defense lawyer why he wasn't wearing his Air Force Ones during court last week. It's like when Nike tried to pull one on Michael back in the day on the shoe deal. Yeah. So, funny thing about Nike. You guys may or may not know this, but I don't think either of you are from the Portland area. I don't think any of you are from the Portland area. Nike's based here in Portland. They have a campus way out on the west side of Portland. That's, like, basically their global headquarters. And I have a DJ buddy of mine that I've known for 15 plus years. That used to be a marketing exec for Nike. He's a DJ on the weekends, but he also, like, used to be a marketing exec, and now he, like, I think he still does a little bit of, like, promotional stuff with Nike, but he also with Nike, but he also runs his own store and shit. He opened a toy store that he runs with a business partner and stuff. But then he also still DJs on the weekend. I've known this guy for a long time, and one of his tasks when he used to be in marketing for Nike was to go pick up Jordan at the airport. Like, he was the guy that would, like, facilitate the car and then go to the airport in said car to pick up Michael Jordan when he would fly into Portland to go to the headquarters of Nike to do his, like, big shoe deal business stuff. So, like, having Nike be based here in Portland means that we have some pretty deep ties with Michael Jordan. And so it's always interesting whenever stuff like this comes up, where Michael Jordan's in the news for some reason or another, or, like, he's got some kind of thing going on. You know, obviously Jordan's home is Chicago. Like, his team is Chicago. You know, there's no way to take that away from him. But with Nike being based here in Portland, like, we have our own ties to Jordan as well. And it's always sort of interesting to see, you know, how, like, where those crossovers happen. Because the world of basketball, it, like, because of Nike and because of Jordan, the world of basketball is just not, like, is what it is now. Like, it wouldn't have been the same without the big shoe brands like Nike doing what they did with big name stars like Jordan. And there's a lot of folks around the country that overlook the fact that Nike's based right here in Portland. And I know several people that have worked at Nike over the years, just because, like, you know, you live here long enough, you stumble into you know, hanging out with people. Bubba Wallace is Jordan and Danny's driver. Oh, okay. That's really weird to me that Danny owns a car but has to drive another car because of a contract. Like, I feel like there'd be, like, they could get a different driver. But I don't know, maybe that happens often in NASCAR. Like, this is where the holes in my knowledge of NASCAR start to show themselves. Because I just don't know that much about it. So, like, I don't know. I guess I don't understand why he would, like, go through the sort of the energy and sort of financial effort of building out his own team when he's already driving for another team and his contract isn't up. Like, I would wait for the contract to be up first before, I would be just stacking paper, man. Like put that shit in an account that's, you know, got good growth potential and let it sit while you're finishing out your contract. And as soon as the contract is up, be like, all right, thanks everybody, bye. And then go start your team with your pile of money that you've been sitting on. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he decided it was better for business if he got the team off the ground. Also, don't some NASCAR teams have more than one driver or more than one car? So, like, maybe it's one of those things where, like, you know, if you have twice the cars, you can charge twice the ad rate. I know this is going to sound like a typical online thing to say, but my dad straight up legit worked for NASCAR and was on the tracks a lot. Oh, shit. Okay. That's cool. What did your dad do? Was he a mechanic? The pile of money that Denny has isn't enough to start the team. Denny owes MJ a chunk load. Well, I mean, sure, probably. Wait, recovery? Like when they would crash, he would go and pull the drivers out of the cars and shit? Like that kind of thing? First and third turn on a lot of West Coast tracks. I still don't think I understand what recovery means. Like, did he have to, was he like part of emergency response or? Oh, wrecker crew. Yeah. Hook up stuff. Oh, okay. I got you now. Okay. So, like, if somebody crashed, like, it was his job to, like, bring the multi-million-dollar race car back to its owner and get it the fuck off the track, because anything left on the track was going to be dangerous. Snowhole, hey, have a great night, man. It's great to see you as always. I'll see you next week. Please stay warm and be safe this weekend. Yeah, that makes some sense that they would want their multi-million-dollar race car back, and that it would be somebody's job to go and get it. So yeah, that tracks. But that's cool though, man. Like, that's interesting that your dad had that kind of career. Like when I said, like, just to be clear, and I think you know this, but just so that, like, because this is being recorded and I'm on the internet, like when I say fuck NASCAR, I mean the owners, like the rich douchebag owners. I don't mean like racing. Like, I don't mean like fuck people who like race cars. That's not what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean fuck the greedy bastards that got themselves into a lawsuit in the first place. And I feel, Gear Up Survival, I feel like based on our conversation tonight that you're probably in a similar boat, that you're rooting for MJ and Danny and not necessarily for the owners of NASCAR. My uncle is the owner of Miller Wrecking Company. I have to admit, I don't know what Miller Wrecking Company is. I assume that must be a company that contracts with NASCAR or is it literally just like a wrecking yard that like services the local neighborhoods and shit? Yeah, no, I definitely want NASCAR to lose their wheels off. Yeah, I felt like we were probably on the same page there. I just don't have a lot of empathy for rich people right now in the US. I mean rich people in general, but especially in the US. I feel like there's a lot of really wealthy folks that, you know, being rich is not the problem. It's abusing their wealth for far too long that is the problem. So like something has to be done, and unfortunately the laws are largely written by people with the finances to get them written the way they want them. So it'll be a rough fight. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do, generally speaking, especially on these lo-fi streams, I try not to get into politics at all, just because like I just want this to be a chill space. But like honestly, being opposed to people who abuse their power is not a political stance. So like that's kind of where I'm at. Yes. 69 months. Let's go. Yacht Rock Smooth. Congratulations, my guy. I'm unsubbing now. Awesome. You should, man. Like, honestly, you've earned it. 69 months in a row. Hell yeah. I had that air horn ready just for you. No, wait, 420 is the next goal? Okay, yeah, fair enough. If you want to stick around for 420 months, I won't say no. But hey, Yacht Rock Smooth, good to see you, man. Like, fucking Petacabo was here earlier. Adam was here earlier. You kind of missed the party. I mean, you know, like it's not like we're all going anywhere. We'll be back. He forgot 6-7. No, we did not forget 6-7. By the way, Gear Up Survival was over on YouTube. Yacht Rock Smooth over on Twitch. Yacht Rock Smooth is an old college buddy of mine, and he has been subscribed to me literally every month since I started streaming, which apparently was 69 months ago. So a little over 5 years. 5 years and some change. Coming up on 6. That's weird to say out loud. I'm coming up on almost 6 years of streaming. Huh. Wild. But hey, Yarrock Smooth, I appreciate you, my dude. Thank you for the 69 months. That's fun, man. That's so fun. I was with my girl though. Better kind of party. Yeah. I can't fault you for that, to be perfectly honest. I hope you and your girl were doing well. I know that you were like sick or something for a minute. So like being able to see your girl was like kind of tough for a minute there. Hopefully y'all had a good time. Yeah, and she was sick. Yeah. So was she. Yeah. Yeah, Gear of Survival. I started streaming in late March of 2020. Basically the same time as every other DJ on the planet. I used to do a request show where I would take requests in the chat. Just in real time. I would just take requests and play them. And it was a little bit wild because they would come in pretty fast. And I'd have to like write them all down and shit, and then go find the track if I didn't have it already. And like, so there was a little bit of a chaos element to it, but it was on the fly requests via live stream a couple times a week. And then Twitch changed their DJing rules. And now if I want to DJ on Twitch, I'm only allowed to DJ and nothing else. And I was like, nah, fuck that. So that's when I started doing lo-fi streams. I think I took a year off and tried to like get a podcast going, and the podcast was actually pretty successful for what it was. And I wish I could have kept it going, but you know, I still own the podcast and I might bring it back just because like, just with a slightly different scope from what it was originally. And I'm not going to get into what happened and all that stuff. Like it's obviously not even that interesting of a story. But after about a year of doing a podcast on the regular, I went back to doing this because I started working with my friends at Curaga Records, who are responsible for all of the lo-fi that you hear on my stream. And so working with the record label and being able to have like special permission to play this stuff on stream has been exceedingly helpful for me, because then I get to put some lo-fi on, we get to do some chill games, and it's just kind of a vibe, man. Like I don't even really have to worry about DJing because that shit can get stressful sometimes. Watch streak reached. Yacht Rock Smooth is currently on a 3-stream streak. Oops, I crossed the streams. Sounds like you have many directions to travel, many choices, which is never a bad thing. I mean, it's just, you know, try to get, this is my version of trying to creatively see what sticks, right? Like it takes time and it takes practice. I got to get good at shit. I wasn't good at streaming for a long time until I got better at it. I still don't even think I'm that good at it, but like I do all right. I'm certainly better today than I was 6 years ago. Like that's for damn sure. Yeah, 70, 71, 72. So yeah, so March. Yeah, if December, if Yacht Rock Smooth has subscribed for 69 months and this month is December, so that means March of 26, it'll be 6 years. Oh God, that is weird to think about. How did those kids even get? Oh, well, no, it's not actually that high. Never mind. I was like, how'd they even get up there? And then I stood up and I was like, oh, wait. The funny thing about me being an entertainer online, though, is I have gosh, 27 years and change of experience in entertainment offline. And some of those skills don't really translate. Like, I was surprised how uncomfortable I was on a camera after, you know, years of using a microphone in front of a crowd of people. Like, I thought I'd be able to just transition to camera really quickly and easily, and that turns out not to be the case. I had to still work on camera stuff. And so, like, I just kind of started putting in the work. I've been on YouTube like, I say consistently. I mean, I've had this YouTube channel since about 2018, and I've had this Twitch channel since 2020. And I'm partnered on YouTube, and I'm affiliate on Twitch, and I'm happy with that, because I don't expect to make a living doing this. I expect, like, I make a living as a DJ in the real world. I work real turntables and shit to make my money. And so, like, you know, this is me just kind of hanging out with friends and bullshitting and building a little online community of nerds that like to kick it with me. And I feel really grateful that so many of my community still stop in from time to time. It's nice, you know? And I don't have the pressure of, like, if I don't make this work, I'm gonna starve. You know what I mean? Like, I make a little bit of money DJing. My wife makes okay money at her job. Like, we have a house. We're fine. You know, we still try to pay bills and make ends meet and whatnot, but we are able to. So it's something. 6.6K isn't a small number. I appreciate that. I will admit most of those people are international audience from when I was still doing React videos. I built most of that audience very quickly off of some reaction videos. And then a lot of those international folks, even though they subscribed to me, they didn't watch my stuff. And so I've thought several times about just trashing my YouTube channel and starting over. But I've kind of made the decision that I still want to try to make it work. And I know YouTube has like a 10 video thing now where, like, you know, they rank your videos against your last 10. And so that's why I want to kind of revisit and start producing consistently again, because I don't really want to give up this channel. I like this channel. It's got my name on it. I built it pretty purposefully. And so I'd rather not have to walk away, you know, and start from scratch. If I had to start from scratch, like, there's definitely some things I would do differently now than I used to. But it's not bad. I know one of the things I'm really hoping I can do in the near future is start connecting with some of the audio brands that I work with in my DJ life, because I want to be able to talk about the audio brand stuff to an audience that's not familiar with it, and sort of teach people a little bit about some of the cool tech that I work with. Because honestly, tech is half the reason I got into being a DJ in the first place. I loved music and I loved technology, and being a DJ was basically a 50-50 marriage of those two things. And so that's what I kind of want to do. I don't want to talk to DJs. I think a lot of DJs already kind of know most of what I have to offer. I want to talk to people who aren't DJs and sort of show them my passion for some of the cool shit that I get to play with. Because, like, I'm here to tell you, like, some of the tech that I use as a DJ, as a tech enthusiast, like, is wild. For example, I run a Facebook community, right? I have a Facebook community that I run with a couple of other guys in the DJ space, and together we've been admins for this Facebook community of DJs that is specifically built around a particular device called the phase. And it's a little bigger than a thumb drive. And it has inside of that little device, it has a battery and a wireless radio and a position sensor and a rotation sensor. And those things work together to talk to my computer when I'm running turntables. And I can turn my turntable into a wireless DJ controller with a remote the size of a thumb drive, like a little bit bigger than a thumb drive. So instead of putting a needle down on a turntable and DJing that way, I can turn real turntables into a digital controller with this little thumb drive device. And then if I need to play a real record, I just take that device off of my turntable and put down a real record. So I have the best of both worlds, analog and digital, all in one device. And that device is like $400. It's not even that expensive. Well, compared to a lot of other DJ equipment, $400 is not on the high end of price points for most DJ stuff, because DJ equipment is very expensive. Mostly because only DJs buy it. Like, there's no mass appeal there, right? But like, the tech is really fascinating to me, and I would love to show off some of that kind of tech to a non-DJ audience if I can find a way to sort of make that happen. And I think the way to do that is to build an audience build an audience of non-DJs, right? Like start by doing tech videos that aren't for DJs. Shit, wait. What am I looking at here? Oh, we're inside. Okay. There's that. We got this guy here. Okay. Obviously, we've got the ceiling in here. I think we're getting close, y'all. Remember how you said you don't know much NASCAR? I mean, that's fair. But that's the point, right? That's the point of having a platform like YouTube to talk about the shit that you know that other people might not know. So if somebody out there was interested in learning about tech from the perspective of somebody who like uses a type of tech that isn't very common in the in the usual tech spaces, like for example, somebody like an MKBHD, right? Or somebody like an Austin Evans, or like a one of those kind of like tech YouTuber guys, or like Linus Tech Tips, right? If I ever had a chance to sit down and talk to those guys and told them about the tech that I use every day at my job, I would blow their fucking minds. I would blow their minds. And I don't know that every tech enthusiast out there could claim something like that. Because I don't think most people understand much about DJing and don't have an interest in the tech that we use. But as a tech nerd, like, you don't have to be a DJ or be interested in DJing to appreciate that a tiny wireless Bluetooth capable device on a real turntable can turn that turntable into a digital device that can talk directly with a laptop. Like, there's some wild tech going on in there. And I honestly think that some tech guys would really nerd out about learning about some shit that they don't necessarily know about. Of course, I'm making assumptions. I don't know if those guys know anything about DJ stuff or not. Or seeing a short on a record that you didn't know existed, but now on. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's very, very similar. Very similar idea. Yes. The record shorts. Yes. I actually saw, so I saw an interesting TikTok video recently. I don't remember if it was today or yesterday, but it was pretty recently. I saw this TikTok video where this person had all of their records loaded into a Discogs account. Discogs is a service where you can sort of buy and sell used records, but they also have a feature where you can sort of plug in your record collection into your Discogs account, and it will keep track for you. It'll keep track of your collection for you digitally. So it's like you know, it's designed for buy, sell, trade, but it's also good for, you know, just archival stuff. Like they kind of have that built in, right? And so like, wait, hold up. What do we, oh, it's up there. Oh. Okay. What do we miss over here? There's a spot there. Oh, yeah, all this. Oh, yeah, okay. And then it's like a spot down there I missed. Outer barrier post. Oh, up top. Ding, got it. Hey, job complete. Let's go ride the roller coaster. I want to see if I can ride the roller coaster before I call it quits. Let's go. Let's ride some roller coaster. Oh shit. I got thrown off. No, come back. No, come back. No, come back. No, come back. Ha ha ha. I got it. Nope, I got thrown off again. Like, oh, it flung me off. Holy shit. Okay. All right, fine. I don't want to ride your stupid, dirty crocodile ass anyway. These are magic ladders. They take care of themselves. See, look. No more ladders. It's right there in the video. I don't see any. Do you see any ladders? I don't see any ladders. What ladders? Oh yeah, there she is. Here's to another 18 years of Gator magic. Stop by for a free ride whenever you like. If you can stand the G-force, that is. Yeah, the G-force that flung me off on turn 2. Whatever. It's after 10 o'clock my time, and this is definitely a good stopping point. So I think that's where we're gonna stop for today. Jeez, man, this was a great stream, and I'm super glad that all y'all came along for the ride. There was for sure some good conversation had in there. I want to see if I can clip that stuff about the DLCs. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can do with that. OSHA. Yes, tattle to OSHA on me. Listen, thank you everybody that came along for another successful Power Wash Sim 2 stream. Don't forget, Friday I have an event in the real world, which means unfortunately I will not be able to stream this Friday, but I will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/DJSwitchPDX and of course youtube.com/DJSwitchPDX. So I hope you'll come back and hang out. And in the meantime, please have a wonderful weekend, and please stay warm out there, because I know it's been pretty cold all over the country. And I do hope that you'll come back and hang out next week. I will see you then. Bye-bye.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science, do do what we must because we can, for the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake, and the science gets done, and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. I'm not even angry, I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me, tore me to pieces, and threw every piece into a fire. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful line, and we're out of beta, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned to think of all the things we've learned for the people who are still alive. Look at me still talking when there's science to do. When I look out there, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've experiments to run, there is research to be done on the people who are still alive. And believe me, I am still alive. And while you're dying, I'll be still alive. I feel fantastic and I'm still alive. And when you're dead, I will be still alive. Still alive.